What's up? What's up? What's up? This is B Roots back at again with another video, and this time it's all about my long-term portfolio. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty where it is time to figure out what you want to be in long-term. This isn't financial advice. This isn't telling you what you should be in. You shouldn't be following my long-term strategy because of my track record in choosing coins. You need to be in something that you can strongly feel that you really feel about. You're interested. This is something that hits home to you, and you want to support the project. However, I want to talk about my long-term project. Now, if you go into my tutorials, which I have a ton of different tutorials and projects, and you'll see a plethora of different coins that I speak about and how to invest in them. However, I am not invested in all of these tokens. I have sold a lot of them. I've wrote them up, I wrote them down. All these tokens doesn't necessarily mean I'm invested in. And I wanted to be very, very transparent and let you know what I'm going to be doing in the future here within the next couple of weeks. What are my long-term plays? Some of these things like COVID, you're going to think they're my long-term plays. Some maybe, some maybe not. So I am really going to get right to the point and tell you what they are. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is not me telling you what you should be into. This is just me, a regular old YouTuber slash Twitter guy slash Instagram person that wants to tell you what I am into. So with that said, let's get to it. And I'm not going to do a little bit because it's very small. It's not a lot of stuff. So here we go. Bam. That's it. That is my long-term portfolio. It's nothing crazy. You hear me tweeting about different projects, and I'll get onto that here in a little bit. With that said, 60% of my portfolio within the next 2 weeks will be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin is the safe play. And I know and I believe that Bitcoin will continue to gradually go up. The number one reason for blockchain is money, the decentralization of money. That's how this whole space has been created. There is so much money in this world that needs to be handed out and fixed. Bitcoin fixes that. A set supply of 21 million coins, where most of those are either lost, forgotten about. We definitely know 1 million is gone. So the smaller that number gets, the more it will be worth. The more people that get into this space, the more it will be worth. There is only 1% of the world said to be in on crypto. So why? And we know that Bitcoin is going to decentralize money. Why is it all these other coins coming out saying, "Oh, we're going to overtake Bitcoin. We're going to do this. We're going to do that"? They haven't yet. They had their chance. Still, Bitcoin dominance is still high in the 50s, and I think it will grow higher and higher in the future. So 60% in Bitcoin. It really probably should be 100%, but I'm a little risk taker, so I change it up a little bit. 20% of it is in Cardano. Yes, I believe in Cardano. If there's any coin that will compete with Bitcoin, that will compete with Ethereum, and will grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger, it is Cardano. There are not many CEOs such as Charles going on YouTube talking about the updates every other day, 2-3 times a week. There are not many of those CEOs doing that. When there's a problem, the face comes on and talks about it. Takes all the FUD. Yes, there's some delays, but he's the first one to get on and say, hey, this is why we're delayed. And he tells you. He doesn't tell you through a Medium article. He doesn't tell you through a tweet. He goes on YouTube and talks about it in person and through AMAs. There are not many people that do that. And they're doing a lot in undeveloped countries to expand Cardano. Half Bitcoin, half Ethereum. If there's anything that will compete with Bitcoin, it will be Cardano, in my thoughts. I'm going to skip other and go into STPT, which is 5% of my portfolio. I believe if you're smart, you should have some sort of security token in your portfolio. You do not know if the market changes around and the United States government decides to say, hey, all of you guys are securities. All these tokens are securities. Thousands of tokens are securities. So do away with them except for Bitcoin. And the ones that stay in it are security tokens because they're legally binding with the United States government. What will that do for all those security tokens? The biggest boom you've ever seen ever. So I stuck with STPT, not Polymath, not OWN, not all the other known ones. And this is the reason why. The biggest VC companies that do fundraisers for all of these companies are in STPT. Look it up. Do some research. Read their white paper. They are the ones that do the fundings behind all of those top 20 projects, top 50, top 100, all those big old pump and dumps that you see on the small tokens. If you don't think that they're going to pump their own coin to be one of the best security token out there, you are crazy. So when the time comes for security tokens if the time comes, because we don't know if that time will come, and that's why it's only 5%, very low risk. But if that time comes, I believe STPT will be the one on top. Now, other, 15%. I used other not to invest in long term, but I invest in that to gain more Bitcoin. That is my only reason why I am in other coins. You hear me talk about debt. Right now I'm in debt, making massive gains with debt. Kova, you hear me talking about Kova, making massive gains with Kova. BQQQ, making massive gains with them. All of those, I'm taking my profits when I need to take my profits. When they go up 30%, 40%, I take it out of the market and I put it back in, and I take half of that and put it back into Bitcoin to grow my Bitcoin stash. I use other little small coins to grow my Bitcoin stash. So yes, right now I'll be at 60%, but this number is going to grow as I keep using my other to grow the amount of money that I have in my Bitcoin. Because in the end, it's all about, yes, the biggest part of the pie, Bitcoin. You want to own the most amount of Bitcoin. I am well within the top 1% of the world owning Bitcoin. And all you need is 0.01 of a Bitcoin to be a 1%er in the world of a Bitcoin holder. You'll always be a 1%er. This is your chance to be a 1%er. Just own 0.01% of a Bitcoin. I own well above that. So I am excited to own even more of that as this inflationary money grows and grows and grows. There's not many inflationary assets in the world. Bitcoin is one of them. So there you have it. You know what I'm investing in. Long term, I only are all about Bitcoin, Cardano, and STPT. That can change. Bitcoin won't change. That percentage will only get higher and higher. Cardano can change. STPT can change. Things can happen where I think that's like, oh, Cardano failed. Well, time to take my money out and put it in the Bitcoin. STPT failed. Time to take my money out and put those gains in the Bitcoin. That's fine. But just know that my main goal is to gain as much Bitcoin, and yours should be too. But once again, that's not financial advice. Everybody has their own way of investing and making money. Everyone has their own goals. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and just give you an explanation of what when I'm on Twitter, which by the way, you should add me on Twitter at IMBRoots, because I give out all my other coins that I'm investing in to get into Bitcoin. So those are I'm always tweeting those out. So there it is. There's nothing else to it. So now you know what I invest in long term here on out. And if something changes, I'll be glad to let you know what it is. With that said, thank you for watching. Once again, this is Pease signing out. Thanks for watching.